views and opinions expressed on the Big Llama Show are those of the host and guest. They do not reflect that of our sponsors, advertisers, or employers. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Shit, it's in the she ruckus. Dead beat, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that? I'm getting paper, seats in the club, hands up in the air. Wagon to the million, Louis V about that. Stacking paper limitless, what you know about that? I'm getting
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's me, the fake Blackout AD. Llama is on vacation, so I'm taking over. I'm gonna be hosting the show. So, again, Llama's out. It's me, fake Blackout AD. I'm here. Ready, boys? Blackout for life. Let's do this. No, man. Hey, guys. It's me, the Big Llama, if you didn't recognize. I'm here on Hallows Eve, getting ready for the Big Llama Show, and decided to have a little fun with my co-host Blackout AD. Let's bring him on. Let's see the comparison. Let's see if I hit it right.
No,
right on the money. Right on the money. Spot on. Spot
What's
on.
up, guys?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
You're freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is it like looking in the mirror? I know it is.
No, it's like looking at a bad impression.
Well, you know, that's what it is, man. An impression's an impression, man. I even got the green screen following me everywhere I go, man. I'm good to go, man.
This guy's prepared. You really thought about this?
I did. I worked it out. I got a baseball hat on, right? I got because I used to play baseball. I used to play the baseball. I played in New York. I was a witness. Can I get a witness in the congregation? guys, we're just having a little fun. It is the day before Halloween. I need the chat. I know people are just piling in, and they're seeing some funny stuff on the screen. I need the chat. I need a from 1 to 10. Rate the outfit of the fake Blackout AD. How close am I to the real Blackout AD? There we go. Side by side comparison. Hold on. Let me grab the mic a little bit. Hold on.
You gotta put it a little lower.
Here. Oh, right here. Here we go.
There you go. That's photocopy. It's the same person.
It's like looking in a mirror, AD. That's what it is.
I don't know what to say, man.
It's the same. It's literally the same.
Dude, I'm even in the same height level. Like I thought about everything. Oh, Gabe says it's real scary. That's his comment right about now. He said real scary. Well, listen, guys, this is it. This is how we're gonna do the show today. I can't wear this the whole time, but how was your week, Blackout AD?
A lot of no sleep and a lot of shooting. Obviously MW2 came out, so I've been on the grind, man. Probably put in a solid work week in terms of hours for this. Since the game came out, probably like what, 3 days, 2 days now? It's only been 2 days. Holy shit!
You've been streaming. You've been streaming on and off, right? And you've been working on the leveling up the guns and everything. So, I mean, I've been playing too. It's been a lot of fun. Oh my God, Gabe says Llama is Blackout DA. Hey man, I'm here for it. No, the game is really fun. So we're going to talk Modern Warfare. I want to talk about your initial thoughts on the game, and it's a pretty big phenomenon. Like, it's trending on Twitter. People are experiencing a lot of server issues and whatnot. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on it tonight. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, let's see, we said we're going to talk about the new heads of DC, right? We got James Gunn is heading up DC, and there's another guy heading it with him, but
Yeah, but I
James,
think it's like his producer that he's been working with for
yeah,
years. So they clearly got some chemistry, which would be good. I'm excited to talk about that.
yeah. And then there's the first early reactions to Black Panther. Those are out. The people are making those reactions, and then I think there's the one of the Pauls, Logan or Jake, I can't remember which one, fought Anderson Silva, which I have lots of opinions on that. And actually, I don't have a Llama rant, but I was pretty pissed this weekend with two things, right? Both on the Black Panther reaction, and then the Paul Anderson Silva fight, which I thought was a complete farce. But and I'd welcome your input. Did you see any of the highlights of that fight or anything?
Yeah, I watched.
Did you watch it?
Yeah,
I mean, what did you think, man? I think it's set up, man. I think it's fake.
I don't think so, bro. I saw your tweet. I think everybody who's saying it's set up at this point is kind of just hating. I mean, at this point, listen, you could say, oh, he's only fighting retired MMA guys. He's fighting skilled fighters, right? Anderson Silva put him through the ringer last night. You can't stage that. Like, there's no way you stage a fight like that. These guys were really going at each other. They're really fighting. I don't know now, maybe what I was seeing, Silva looked like he was winning it more often than not, but I also missed like the first 3 rounds. I don't know how those played out. But yeah, I don't think it was set up at all. Like, I don't think Silva's the kind of guy that's gonna take money to fall or whatever. Like when he got knocked down, he really got hit and got knocked down. Like, it was a shot that he didn't see coming. Like, you can't really say at this point we got to put respect on Jake Paul's fighting ability and the fact that he's doing it in 2 years. And like, you gotta think, like, he's really, I mean, we watch UFC all the time. He's really in shape. He went 8 rounds with Anderson Silva, and he looked gassed, but that's his first 8-round fight. So you can't really be like, I don't know. I think at this point we just gotta stop hating. Like, he's going for the bag. He's not going to, he claims he wants to be a world champion. Like, if he keeps fighting for the next 5 years, 6 years at this level, who knows? Plus, he's getting the best. We talked about this before. He's rich enough to have the best coaches, the best diet, the best training facilities, the best equipment. Like, and if he's got the drive to keep doing this, like, we can't really hate on him, man. He's gonna fight Nate Diaz. He's gonna make money. He's gonna fight Canelo eventually because it's gonna make money. And if he keeps winning, why not keep doing it? Like, people are clearly gonna watch, and then you got people like Llama who's tweeting like, "Oh, it's set up. It's set up." I'm like,
listen.
Llama, have you not learned anything from our fight companions?
I have learned, man. I know. Listen, what I'm saying is, the problem I have with this whole thing is, first of all, you're handicapping the fighters that you're fighting. Silva is an MMA fighter, mixed martial arts. He's not a boxer. He's not a purebred boxer. He can throw hands. I'm not saying
but he's been boxing the last 2 years solely.
No, I know, but that's not his forte. What I'm saying is like, okay, it's like if they were fighting like for like, so if he was fighting Conor McGregor in the octagon, Anderson Silva in the octagon, and he put up a fight, respect, because that's where those guys come from. But the fact that you're fighting, again, this is just my opinion, the fact that you're fighting non-boxers, non-traditional boxers, and you're having these long drawn out fights that go to draws almost every time, except for I think Woodley. Most of them are draws to the end.
No, he's 6-0 with 4 knockouts.
But listen. I'm just saying, I'm not doubting that he can be a good boxer, and I'm not doubting that he can train himself up, that he can get into shape, and that he can definitely learn and get the skills acquired to be a good boxer. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is fight the boxers, fight true boxers in a competitive environment, and I will give you the respect as a boxer.
But you gotta with that same logic, you gotta take it as He's not a traditional boxer. In fact, he's not anything. He wrestled
No.
in high school. So the fact that he's fighting Anderson Silva, which you're saying boxing is not Anderson Silva's forte, the technique boxing isn't. But stand up fighting on the feet is Anderson Silva's forte. That's the best. That's what he's best at. The movement. I mean, you seen it last night. He was moving and grooving on him. That's what he does. So you can't say it's not like Ben Askren, where Ben Askren's a wrestler, is like, well, he doesn't have good stand up. Or Tyron Woodley, where it's like he's mostly a wrestler. He has power in his hand, but he's not known for his stand up. Anderson Silva is known for his stand up, and he went 8 rounds. And as a fight fan, you got to look at it like you got to tip your cap, man. You can't, if you really enjoy the sport, at least. I get what you're saying, but like at this point, he's a YouTuber who's been doing this for 2 years. Anderson Silva just beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who was a champion. He just beat him like probably the beginning of this year. So it's like you can't say Anderson Silva can't box either if he just beat a world champion. And now you can't not give this kid credit when he knocked him down with, like I said, a solid punch. It wasn't like some soft jab and he fell down. You know what I mean? Then you can say that it was a hook that caught him off guard, knocked him on his ass. Anderson Silva, somebody who stands up and knocks out the best people in the respective MMA. And plus, you can't use the, I was like this at first. Like I was kind of like hating it because I'm an MMA fan. I'm like, oh, he's going at all these MMA fighters. He's beating all these legends. Now people are talking shit about MMA. But when you think about it, it's 2 different sports. If he was in MMA, I'm sure he'd still put on a good performance. I don't think he'll win or anything, but he's showing heart in these fights. He's showing that he wants to fight. Bro, this kid's a millionaire. Why does he need to go fight Anderson Silva 8 rounds? Like he was bloodied up, bruised last night. Like he got a beating last night. So he's doing it for a reason. He's doing it for the competitive nature. Like he really wants it. So like at the end of the day, man, you gotta tip your cap. Like it's not like he's fighting another wrestler and he's just continuing to fight wrestlers. Like he's stepping his level up. Every time he fights, he's stepping up. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's 6-0 with 4 knockouts. It's not all his fights are going to decision. And this was a good decision. I don't personally, I don't think he won. I wanted Anderson to win. And what I saw, Anderson looked like he was more in control, but he got the win at the end of the day. It's the same thing with like the Sean O'Malley fight last week. Like Jan did enough to win, but Sean got the nod. And he got the win on the books. So now we just look forward to seeing what Logan does in the future, man. I mean, Jake. Logan's wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know which Paul. No, again, I see what you're saying, and I understand the points that you're making. Again, from my perspective as a casual fan, and just kind of the way that I look at the sport of boxing, is that I'm not a boxing purist, right? I really don't care. But it's like okay, so it's like winning a Super Bowl, right? Something called a Super Bowl, but it's not in the NFL. That's how I look at it. It's like you're fighting these fights, and that's great. None of them are none of them are sanctioned by the WBA, or none of them are part of that circuit, which I get. He's trying to do his own thing by marketing his own brand and having Showtime and
but they are
his
sanctioned
company.
Like professional. These are professional.
They're sanctioned,
fights.
but they're not officially like from those particular organizations to win the titles from, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. It's one thing to say, to go and again, a lot of the guys he's fighting are a little older. I mean, let's be honest, that's true. And so like there is an advantage to him being younger, having the best trainers, going in there, sure. And he's putting up a fight. Again, I'm not going to discount that he went toe to toe, but some of this stuff looks kind of fishy. He's giving big paydays to these old fighters, and where you think these fighters are going to whoop the shit out of this guy, they don't. They either, again, they wind up losing, but everyone gets a big payday. They're never heard from again. There's no rematches. I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical about the whole thing. I'm not a big fan of his in terms of the work that he's done, but I can respect his effort and his grind for sure. So
So let me ask you, what would be the difference if you just went to like a local circuit and just fought random boxers who've been fighting for the same amount of time that he has with whatever trainers they have, and climb up the ranks like that? What would be the difference? Because at the end of the day, all boxers go through that local level, climb up, until they get to the bigger levels, but they keep those professional fights that they get in the local markets. So he's doing the same thing. He's just doing it on a grander scale, and he has the following to make this money and to pay these guys. And you got to think too, like I think they had like a side bet, like if Anderson won, he'll fight him in MMA or whatever, or like kickboxing. And then if Jake won, Anderson's gonna be a part of, like, I guess, like they're doing like a unions for fighters. So like he's making big moves, man. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Llama. Your take just sounds like what you see on the internet, like with the haters, like everybody like that kind of doesn't really like see the bigger picture of like what he's doing. I think, but I also I look at it differently because I'm so entrenched in the fight game. And again, like I said early on, I was definitely hating. You know, first couple fights when we had the fight cards on stream, and it's like I want him to lose, I want him to get knocked out, I want Woodley to beat his ass, like, you know, and it's not happening at this. And like literally when he won, I was like, I gotta stop hating. I just gotta understand what what he's trying to do. Like he wants to make a run, let him make a run, and he's doing it in the most monetizable way. You know, like he's changing the sport again, really, because now boxers that are watching under him, you know what I mean, or even not boxers, just fucking fighters in general, they're gonna see. Look, I mean, it's people with like him and like I give O'Malley a lot of credit to this as well. But like the big brands are helping these kids. Patty Pimblett, same thing, coming into the UFC with a big brand and monetizing, using that brand to elevate quick. Plus, they're already skilled in what they're doing, so they're winning these fights that are low level. It's the same, like kind of what you're saying is like what they said about O'Malley. O'Malley was like such a big star because he had Snoop Dogg commentating and he streams and signed to Optic, like did all this stuff. Oh, did he did? But he dipped out. I lost my train of thought. Threw me off.
Where'd he
Anyways,
go?
yeah. But Sean O'Malley
Oh, there you
having. Oh, there he goes. Oh, AD, what's up? You handsome motherfucker. No, but the Sean O'Malley comparison though, I got him with that one. Is like he was already a star, and they were like, "Why aren't you fighting these higher level guys?" And it's like, well, they're not paying me for this. They're not. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm a star because I have my own brand on the side. And then when he does make the huge jump, they're like, why is he taking such a huge leap? It's like you just told him last week, like this guy's, I'm not fighting the best fighters now. Now I am. But I say all that to say is it's the branding. We're gonna see it with fighters going forward. Like they're gonna build the brands on the side, and then when they get to the platforms, they're gonna perform, and then their stars gonna rise a lot faster. And I think overall, it's helping the fighters pay.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. There's a point there, and I'm sorry, I'm taking this off. I'm sweating to death in my outfit here. There's a point that Grasso makes here. One of the comments here, it says here, okay, here's my thoughts on Jake Paul. I think he has a pro boxing potential, no doubt, but you can't start a sport and pick these type of opponents. It's like you start pitching and striking out Michael Jordan.
Well, if you start pitching and strike out Michael Jordan, he's a double-A baseball player. So at some point, like he was good enough. Michael Jordan or not, they're not just gonna let Michael Jordan play just because he wants to quit basketball. Like he had some kind of skill. I think he would have been really good if he continued to play, or if he only played baseball. But if I picked up a baseball and was like Michael Jordan when he's playing baseball, that's striking out a double-A player. Like that's not bad for your first time. And you picked it, but then he could hit the home run off you. You're taking a chance. True. You know what I mean? Like Anderson Silva could have knocked Jake Paul out last night. That's the chance that Jake Paul's taking, and that's another thing. You got to give him respect for taking. He's not fighting other YouTubers and getting all this attention. He's fighting fighters, and people's problems is they're not the traditional boxers, but these are guys with years of experience in the fight game that this kid doesn't have. So it's like you're going against that too, to the point of like the rigging stuff, even like the Woodley knockout, like people say that was rigged. It's like, bro, I've seen people get knocked out mad times. You'll know when it's fake. That wasn't a fake knockout. You know what I mean? Like you can tell when somebody like kind of like gives up in a fight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm that's my 2 cents on him for now, right? Now I was arguing with Little Llama earlier that obviously like his competitor and the guy he's his nemesis KSI. I'm like, I am not KSI is fighting other YouTubers, so like this guy, if he goes back to fight him again, you're kind of walking backwards in your process. I would say. So he's got to stop fighting YouTubers and continue to pick worthy opponents.
Well, that's what he said in the post fight conference. He was like, I don't even think about KSI anymore because he's just fighting. He literally said he's just fighting YouTubers. Like he's not gonna want to fight me after tonight's performance, which I agree. Like I don't think that he's past that fight. Like that's the thing. Like he's elevating in the sport really rapidly. Like he's not doing the traditional boxer. And if he would have fought the Tommy Fury guy, like and beat him, then what are people gonna say? Like because that's a traditional boxer. To me, he fought somebody who was better on the feet than Tommy Fury, more skilled, more seasoned, you know what I mean? More swagger on the feet. So it's like, yeah, it's not a traditional boxer, but it's one of the best stand-up fighters the world's ever seen. In his prime, he could beat anybody. The man who fought at middleweight all the way to heavyweight, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's seasoned. So it's like, he's elevating, he's taking legends' names out, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. No, and like I said, I wanted to have this discussion because I was always curious about your take on it. I think again, I'm the casual fan, so I look at it from one perspective. And yeah, there is the internet hate that I have personal issues with the Paul brothers just because I'm not fans of their material and stuff. But that's fine. That's my preference versus something else. When I look at it from the boxing perspective, I'm still not sold, but if he steps up the opponents in terms of their abilities and so on and so forth, then I will definitely change my tune if it continues to happen. But I'm skeptical is what I'll leave it at. I know that Hercules said that they're not really likable, the Logan brothers. So it's frustrating to see the Paul brothers are not likable people, and that they're polarizing. I wouldn't say that they're unlikable. I think they're polarizing. I think if you really like these guys, you like these guys and you like their material, their content, what they came up doing. And if it's kind of I don't think I've seen an in between with these guys. Either you really like these guys or you hate these guys. Like I don't like, I forget which one is doing the wrestling, but
Logan.
He has put in the work. He has put in the work. But the problem I have is and this is an old school way of thinking. I'll tell you, it's stupid. It's stupid to think this way, but I think this way, and I will admit it. I'm of the old school thought that you have to grind. You have to grind and work your way through the ranks. But at the same time, I would take advantage of any opportunity that presented itself to make myself or elevate my status. So, for example, I'm thinking, okay, I got to grind the YouTube game. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my best. I'm putting on my videos, working the craft and learning, right? But if tomorrow one of the Paul brothers or KSI or one of these guys reached out to me and was like, hey, let's collaborate. I like your material. That instantly elevates me to their level or close to it, right? In terms of exposure, viewers. And so, yeah, I would jump at it. So again, I'm in both worlds. I feel like I can't hate on what the Logan brothers or the Paul brothers are doing because they did it. They did it. They've worked on their thing. They're using their platforms to get to reach other heights and other levels, which I would love to do. Part of it might be jealousy. Part of it might be just my old school thinking. But I'll admit if I'm wrong, and I admit that it's kind of stupid to think that way. I don't know. What do you think, AD?
No, I mean, in this day and age, like the brand is everything, and it's like. They did grind, but their brands are so big that you can put their names in anything and it's going to blow and people are going to do it. But one thing you cannot deny, because we see that happen all the time, but these two, both of them, like I like them because I'll listen to their podcast every once in a while. Like, just see, because like, again, for what I want to do, these guys are like, they've done it already. They've done it at the highest level. So it's like, I can learn a lot from what they've done to build Blackout, but they have undeniable like dedication to what they're doing. Like this, as soon as Logan got into the wrestling stuff, just straight dedicated, really working on his craft, really in the gym. Like these kids are like, same thing with Jake. Like really training. These kids are really dedicated to it, and they found a way to hit markets that through YouTube. They found a way to hit mainstream markets that been around before they were even born. So it's like you got to tip your cap to it, man. Like people might not like them, but they're doing something right, and they're doing it right in the right ways. I mean, like they're really putting in the time and the effort. It's not like it's not like this kid's making money fighting, knocking out just YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? Or retired basketball players. He's stepping up every time. Logan's about to fight Roman Reigns for I don't know necessarily what it's gonna be, but like they're getting these opportunities because they're working hard at it. It's not just because of their brand. I think it's a combination. They have the big brand that brings eyes, but they also are putting in the time because they're not flopping in these situations.
Yeah, I think this is a good comment here. Grasso says, one good thing I will say about the Paul brothers is a very good work ethic, and they take their advantage of their fame, but work hard at any opportunity they have. And that, again, you can't deny that they are hustlers. They are movers and shakers. So it's not like they're just sitting back and enjoying the spoils of their riches. They're actually working. So, and that's commendable. That's commendable for sure. So. Again, we at this point in time, I think I still not there, but I can see your points for sure. So
one last point because I think it's a good one. But
go ahead.
In 2 years, this kid has 6 fights and has had a training camp for each of these fights. So you got to think like if he's really training the way which it shows, he really is training that way. But like he's going through these camps hard and training his ass off, like. Think about a normal fighter. In a normal fighter, 3 fights in 1 year is a lot. They're usually like 1 or 2 fights a year. So he's putting the output as well. It's not like it's not like this is like 6 years in a row and he's like fighting 1 fight every year. He's fighting multiple fights a year, trying to catch up, I think. So like when you look at it from like that fighting perspective, when you again, with all the UFC I watch these fighters go through these training camps and watch what it does to their body, or I keep up if they get hurt and it's like, oh, well, I got hurt in training camp. So like after this fight, I got to take 6-7 months off, you know what I mean? Or I get knocked out and now I can't fight for 6 months. And then I got to do a training camp to get into my next fight or whatever. So it's like, it'll take a long time. He's actually going through these fights, at a good pace.
No, for sure.
That's a
good point. No, that's a good point. So again, let us know in the comments what you guys think about the Paul versus Anderson Silva fight. If you guys agree with any of our takes, we'd love to hear from you, and we'll keep talking about some stuff. But yeah, no, again, I'm glad that we had this conversation. I really was interested in your opinion on this because, like I said, I think you know a lot about the fight game and with the fight companions and whatnot. So thank you, man. That's awesome. Before we continue on, let's do a little fun advertising. If you guys see the Big Llama hoodie, it's hoodie season. It's cold out there, especially if you're in those northern states, or if you're in Colorado. It's time to get those hoodies on. Even though in Florida we barely get to wear the hoodie. Actually, I'm wearing the hoodie right now, and I got a fan blowing as hard as possible. Because I'm about to start sweating really, really soon. So, guys, if you want to support the show and like the merch, go to the Big Llama store merch. It's in the description of the YouTube channel and this video. Let us know for sure. Big Papi Angie, you're dressed up as something tonight. I was the fake Blackout AD, and you are who? Who are you?
I am the little boy from Up, Russell, entering my little Boy Scout era. So
you got all the patches and everything?
Thought I'd get the badges out real quick. Pretty seasoned vet.
I'm not gonna lie, you look like you sell hot dogs on rollerblades.
I got that badge too.
I was the best at that badge. There you go.
Oh man! Again, I just wanted to highlight producer Big Papi Angie. Obviously, he's wearing his costume. I was wearing mine, but I started sweating. One thing we'll talk about is the 2 videos that are out for the Big Llama show. Before we move on to our next topic, we've got The Thing. If you've ever watched the movie The Thing, it's a 1982 movie with Kurt Russell. I did my reaction to it. Great movie, by the way. Great movie with a lot of good suspense. It's really weird. It's like a gross fest. Like it's got like a practical gross effects, but it's underneath it's a psychological thriller. Like it's really good. So it takes a little bit of everything. And then we released the Be Kind Rewind podcast this week. We talked about Ready Player One, and producer Big Papi Angie was on the show on the podcast. And AD's got some comments. He's shaking his head over there. I know you want to get this off your chest.
No,
give him the spotlight.
I already gave it. I already got it. You know what it is. It's between us. We know.
Okay.
I was gonna wait and bring it onto the show. You know, I'm glad we got it on the Blackout AD channel.
There you go.
Don't worry about
it. If you want to know what happened, go search the archives of Blackout AD's Twitch streams.
I'd like to know.
I just told him. I was annoyed at your father because he's been. Listen, the Be Kind Rewind has been promoted as an adult friendly show. True. And he always says, tell those kids to go take those kids to fucking sleep. He always says it, and he didn't say it in your episode. And he treated
which I am kind of upset too, because I am not.
You're not a kid, right?
I'm not. I am dressed as a kid right now, but
you're
literally like legally,
he treated you like his son immediately. Like
exactly,
you're not his producer.
You know, I kind of felt that too. You know, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put this spotlight on me for a second.
Personally, he wasn't true to the content. I don't even think he had the forward hat.
Exactly. He was just automatically. He was like, "That's my son." He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna drink anything."
It was apple juice.
Don't put the kids to bed. You can keep them
here today.
I can vote. I can literally vote. I may not be able to drink yet, but I can vote. You know, I'm gonna stand up for this. I'm gonna put the camera right here. I can vote. Okay.
Listen, man.
I don't understand why he didn't give me any of that. He treated me like a child from the start. So what? It was a video game movie. It's still PG-13, which means I had to be older than that, which makes me at least a teenager. So I'm not a kid. On the episode, don't put your kids to bed. Don't listen to them. And that's it. That's all I gotta say. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm glad you felt that way because I was like, this is really off brand.
I'm glad you said something about it because
man,
I thought about it a little bit too. I was like, I took a little bit of offense to it, but we were trying to do the episode. I didn't want to cause any problems. So,
listen, Hercules says, "How can I put my kids to bed without Llama screaming at me to do it?"
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
Honestly, I think it's a fair point for like just actual branding reasons. Like if this was like 80 episodes in and then you had them on and you had like people watch you, they'd be like, what's going on? Like, this is weird. Like, oh, cool, your son's here. That's not cool, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
we see it every Sunday. But it's all good, dude.
Yeah.
Lessons learned.
Yes. Lesson learned and feedback taken, understood, noted.
I don't even think you said the F word once.
No,
that's what I told.
I think you stopped yourself. I think you were.
That's what I told him.
I think I did.
I told him like, not saying you had a bad take because I haven't seen the full thing yet, but not saying you had a bad take. But if you had a bad take, I want Llama to be like, "That's a fucking bad take," But I don't think he would have did that. I would have been. He would have been like, "Oh, man,
sipping his apple juice."
Pretty great take there, bud. That's what I felt. But
I don't like this freaking take.
I hate you too right now. I hate you.
Freaking, are you freaking kidding me?
Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Drinking water, dude.
What you changed?
You changed, dude.
You've
live
changed.
stream. I don't drink on the live stream.
You've changed.
Crazy.
You're about to be fucking fired there, Big Papi.
There you go.
Shut the fuck
there
up.
you go. There you go.
That's what we need.
There we go. That's what we wanted to see. That's what I've been waiting for. Some justice.
Got some hooves on him.
Yeah, no, and all right. Next time the next one that we're doing, I'm not even sure what I'm doing. I think we're trying to get to people together for The Godfather. So that one will definitely be for adults, and we'll put the fucking kids to bed for sure. Birdie says he wants his old llama. Yeah, I want my old llama back.
Exactly.
Oh God.
For real.
Oh God, what have I done? What have I done? All right, let's shift the focus off of me and Let's talk about the early reviews for Black Panther 2. So
Phenomenal.
yeah, I mean, well, the word I heard the most was emotional.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
it's to be
I think that's
expected.
fair. Yeah, I think, but you know, I don't know. I think that it had such high expectations that like it could not fail, right? Like it just we talked about it in the show. It's like this was one of those movies that unfortunately has such a high ceiling that it has to climb because of the first one, which was phenomenal, right? And then now with the death of Chadwick Boseman and the themes that it's and the build up to it is the hype level is through the roof. Um, I'm glad I saw the reviews that I did. The negative ones that I saw were, I think, a couple of guys were trolling, to be honest, but for the most part, I think they had said that there were some issues with the action sequence at the end, that there was so much happening and going on that it was a little bit hard to follow. I think I read that consistently from different reviewers, but for the most part, they're going to do a pretty eloquent job of addressing Boseman's death. And now I'm scared. I've got the tissue boxes ready to go with me to the theater. So not scared, but I got to prepare myself for an emotional movie. So I know it sounds like it, and I watched the premiere. I watched the Ryan Coogler and the whole cast do the whole premiere on YouTube. I'm really excited. I mean, what did you hear, AD? Did you hear anything different or about
No,
Black Panther? Or?
I mean, everybody's saying it's good, but everybody says it's good the first week. And then it's when it kind of starts getting out, then people start like shifting their tune. Especially when you watch as much like movie reviews as I do, you kind of see like how it goes. Especially like it's always good reviews when it comes out of these like I kind of feel like these guys are like in the moment too. Like they're all dressed up. They're seeing some of their friends from work, or getting interviewed, and like everything's about the red carpet and all that. So they're kind of like hype about it. And if the movie's good, then it elevates that feeling even more. So I don't know. I'm excited to see it, man. I'm hearing a lot of interesting things. There's a lot of theories about like the post credit scene. There hasn't got any like official leaks yet, so I don't really know what it's gonna be. But I think we talked about it last week. Like they're introducing like two characters. I kind of see which two they might be. But yeah, man, I'm just excited. I'm kind of sad that they did it this week because now it's like it raised my want to go to the theater even more to see this movie. Like I was literally the night of the premiere, I was like watching like John Campia's like post like
Oh yeah,
stream
yeah.
reaction. Like I was watching it live. I was really into like finding out what the reviews were, almost like kind of to see if they would hint at the post credit. But yeah, man, this movie seems like it's gonna be good, and it seems like it's gonna give a lot of people what they've been asking for in terms of like phase 4 too. That's another thing I think that this movie's gonna do well. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think a lot of the discussion. Am I still there? I look like I'm frozen.
Oh, you're frozen. You're good now.
Yeah, a lot of the discussion revolves around the performances of each of I mean, it's a huge cast. That was exceptional. That Angela Bassett handles those emotional moments really really well. The actress who plays Shuri, I don't know her name off the top. That she steps up, and becomes a piece of that heart. And Namor is getting a lot of good press in terms of his performance. And honestly, what they're saying about the post credit, or what they can say about the post credit, is that it's huge. It's a huge reveal, and it's definitely building up to this post credit, and it reveals a lot, which again I think brings it back to somebody had said, look, they're happy that this movie is a little bit more serious, a little bit more grounded, because the last couple of sort of Marvel outings haven't been necessarily you know what the fans wanted, and like Thor was a bit comical and fun, but it just wasn't the emotional type movies that you wanted. So they're glad, but 2 hours and 40 minutes, 2 hours and 40-minute runtime.
I feel like when people, that's one thing I definitely heard was that the movie feels long in some parts.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's another thing that kind of bothers me is like when people say that, because I've been seeing that too. Like, I don't know. I feel like they're giving a lot of flack to like Phase 4 because it's so different than what people are used to. But like, think about it. Like, No Way Home just came out. You know what I mean? Like, people are talking about we haven't had a Marvel movie that's like emotional. It's like, bro, No Way Home was definitely that.
Oh yeah,
definitely was a little bit more on the tone. But I guess since then, maybe you can make the argument. But that's still in Phase 4. So you still got to count it in that point. So it's like you started Phase 4 with that, and you ended it Phase 4 with that. But I don't know. I'm just anxious to see it.
yeah.
Especially because I've really been wanting popcorn, but I'm not gonna go watch Black Adam.
Yeah, you're still not gonna go see it.
Dude.
Yeah, no.
I thought about it. I thought about it for today. Like I went out before I started streaming. I was like, maybe I should go to the movies. I was like, no. And I was like, tomorrow I might go. And I was like, probably not.
Well, we're gonna hit it on the Thursday night. The Thursday night it comes out, so we'll get the November 10th preview of it. So we'll do. I don't know if I'll probably be on Twitter, just sort of giving my 2 cents on the movie, but I don't typically do my YouTube reaction or anything for it. Plus, I'm gonna be in Orlando, so I don't have any of my studio stuff, so I really can't do much. So yeah, I'm excited that we get to see it the night it opens. So there won't be a lot of spoilers for me. I won't go on YouTube and see 50 different videos on there of screen grabs, but
you could do like a live from your phone though on YouTube.
Yeah, I might do that. I'll have the entire family with me though, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I got my young nephew with us. Hopefully he survives the 2 hours, but he's with his parents. So if he can't stay up or he's whatever, you take your kids that way. I'm still watching this movie. I'm not leaving that theater till it's over. I'm settling in. So, but no, I'm excited, man. I'm really, really am excited about the movie. I can't wait to see it. Mama Llama's got a special, sweatshirt for the night for the occasion. I'm gonna try to get me a little Black Panther shirt or some kind of, dress dashiki or something. I don't know. I'm gonna be decked out.
I never did that.
You never dressed up for a movie?
Don't put a dashiki. Don't be that guy.
I'll be that guy.
No, but like
you
I
never got dressed up for Mortal Kombat.
No, hell no. You saw the Mortal Kombat we had? You think I was gonna get dressed for that? Can we go to the theaters?
Yeah, when I went to see movies back in the 90s, man, people showed up dressed up.
That'd be actually a funny vlog. Mortal Kombat 2. We'll do it. That's the start of our content journey. Mortal Kombat 2, when it comes out, I'll dress up as somebody.
Okay. I'll be Scorpion. That's my favorite character to play with because I know his button mashing skills. Let's see. All right. So again, the Black Panther, reviews seem all very positive. Again, excited for it, and the box office numbers are projecting huge numbers compared to Black Adam, who had remember we talked about the drop off. If it was more than 50%, it was a 68% drop off in box office revenue in the second week, and so it's not a flop.
I did see it made like 170 first week.
Yeah, but worldwide, right? Yeah, I think that's the worldwide total. So no, it's not going to be a flop. I mean, it's made money, it's making money. It's not going to be as big as projections have given it. So that's a problem. That's a problem. We got somebody who says Hercules says, "Can I be Melina?" He wants to dress up as Melina for our Mortal Kombat. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, and Hercules says he's mad that they replaced Henry Cavill in The Witcher with Liam Hemsworth. I read that. I've never watched the Witcher. I want to watch it. I do, but I haven't a chance to watch it. So.
That's crazy, man.
Have you watched that show?
No. No. But I heard it's really good. It's just I don't like I don't really like that kind of shit. But it's just crazy that this post credit scene really it just changed the main character of a whole nother production. The main it's not even like it's like a side character that nobody cares about. It's literally The Witcher. Like
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. I think that's crazy. I mean, hopefully they do justice to these no pun intended to these Superman movies, but clearly I mean it's a good segue, but clearly DC's trying to make some power moves right now. So I'm excited. I'm here for it. Like I want to see what they're gonna do with this.
Yeah, and so yeah, I mean, Cavill Cavill is a good performer. He's a good actor. When I've seen him other movies, I forget that he was Superman. That's a good thing because if I keep remembering he's Superman, then I get taken out of the character. So I heard and that's why I want to watch the Witcher. I heard his performance is really good. I heard the show's really good. So I wonder how it is to just switch out the main character in the next season. That's really got to be an odd thing. But it's Henry Cavill and he's going to be doing Superman. He was interviewed and I saw somebody interview him because they asked him like, "Hey, do you have what do you have locked up for DC? Like, do you have another movie? Do you have a TV series? What's coming up?" And he basically told him, he's like, I can't comment on those things because I guess he's in negotiations for what he's got coming up. But he did say that he is happy to see that the character, I think he said Hope and like I forgot what he said. Something about optimism and hope. Like he's glad that the character is either bringing that back to Superman, which is a very upbeat and optimistic view of Superman versus the Zack Snyder version, which is very dark and ominous. So I'm happy for that because that's what made the Christopher Reeve Superman very likable and very lovable. Was his performance was about hope and all those types of things. So but yeah, it's a great segue because we also got to talk about James Gunn, right, being appointed to the head of DC. And again, forgive me, but the other guy is his producer who is with him. I don't know his name, but I know he produced with James Gunn. He did the John Cena series. What's that one? Peacemaker, and he's done a couple of other TV series. So one will head the TV division, the other is heading up the movie and film division. So this is a great move. And then a lot of people are making it to be like a competition. And the report I read was that Feige reached out to Gunn right away and congratulated him on his, promotion and that they had good conversation. Because I think it is competition, but I think at the same time they're creatives. I don't know. What do you think, AD? Is that something that, again, people are trying to make it a Marvel versus DC because that's a natural thing? But
Yeah, but I think it's more along the lines that Marvel dropped him
yeah,
because of like those allegations or whatever. And now he's so good at what he does that DC gave him the chance, especially because like DC was in shambles at that point. He's given DC's best products in the last couple years. I mean, 10 years? I think Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad. I think both of them bring like such a different element to the DC landscape. Like Peacemaker itself, like the obscure characters they introduced in that show, and like just the comedy. Like I don't know, it was as gritty as it like a comic book could be. Like I don't know, he did well. So I'm excited to see what he does with like long term vision. But this is also something that's we're not gonna see the fruits of this labor until like 3-4 years down the line. And to your point about the Superman thing, like I would like to see like a brighter Superman, but I don't think they'll give him a TV show. I think it's movies or bust.
Yeah. Superman is your prime A1 talent, man. He can make cameos on TV shows, but he's not TV show material. I guess, I mean, just in my opinion, it's like a very wasted opportunity there because you want to see him on the big screen. But yeah, you're right. Gunn, got let go. He got his redemption with those movies, and yeah, I think the good thing is that having learned from Feige, and I think he has a creative vision for what he wants to see. Is hopefully that can be spread out across, the movies and the landscape of future movies coming up, so that it's more cohesive, right? But at the same time, doesn't again, I don't know how much power he will have, but a lot of the problems with the DC stuff is studio interference, is not letting the creatives have what they want and doing it the way that they would like to see it. So hopefully he has a little bit of that free reign for the first couple of years, and he'll turn a profit. So we'll see, because at the end, if his movies and his material suck, then, or it doesn't make money, it doesn't matter how great they are. So
Because it's
we'll have
like
to see.
interesting, like Black Adam 2, or like if it's gonna be Black Adam. Look, my idea of what they're gonna do with Superman is they're gonna bring on Black Adam 2, right? Because they gotta write a script for the actual Superman movie. They gotta really put that one together. So I think the easiest thing, and that's another thing we heard when the Black Adam things were rolling around, was that they're gonna try to rush a second script and try to not rush, but they're gonna try to get on that second movie. Plus, it's been 15 years, so I'm pretty sure they already have things in the background, like lined up for what they want going forward with Black Adam. But I think like that's the best way to bring Henry Cavill in. Have Black Adam versus Superman, and imagine that like with James Gunn's touch to it. Like that could be a game-changing movie for DC. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah,
because again, what we heard or what you told us and what we heard, or what I've heard for Black Adam is good action. You know what I mean? So I think James Gunn's strength is like having good action mixed in with like funny humor and also storylines, and kind of getting you connected to characters that you wouldn't think you would care about. Like think about like at the end of Suicide Squad, like how they left John Cena, even though John Cena to me was like a standout in that movie, and it
Yeah.
was like very clear he deserved to have a show. But like then we get the show, and it's like you start feeling for the character, even though in the movie we just watched, he was kind of a piece of shit. So it's like,
exactly.
I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah, no, he brings characters to life, and he gives them humanity. He gives them feelings, and he gives you feelings for the character, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Same thing with the Guardians. Nobody cared about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody thought anything of these guys. They are the most beloved characters now in the Marvel universe. Outside of the main Avengers, right? But like people like love those Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I do. I mean, I can't wait for part 3. I'm actually excited for the Christmas special. Like that's how much I've he's given these characters so much sort of weight. Even small characters Mantis, who will be probably prominently featured. They brought Thor and they were
But that's
in
the
Thor,
thing.
but
Even
yeah.
the Guardians themselves are like that lineup of Guardians is like a B-list Guardians of the Galaxy team.
Of course, yeah.
Like in the comic books, there's an A team that's way better. He took like the obscure character. So again, like, and also like with the Christmas thing, I don't know if he's a part of that or not. But if he isn't, then he kind of like set the like blueprint for like how to make a Guardians movie going forward, or Guardians property going forward, which is I think a good talent in itself, because like the trailer looked really funny and good. So I don't know if he's associated with that movie, but
I
I
think he
do
is.
think you think he is.
I think he is, because I think he did Guardians 3. I think he's Big Poppy Angie. Look. Can you look that up on IMDb and see if he's the director of that one? I'm almost certain that he did 3.
That's kind of
And
crazy.
this is his stamp on like he did a Christmas special along with the movie. But yeah, look that up, see if that's true. But I'm almost certain that's what it is. Is he did part 3, and this was all part of the the filming that he put together. So, but again, and what was awesome, and I know if you haven't seen part 2 in a while, but he brought together another list of the older Guardians, right? Like with Michelle Yeoh and Sylvester Stallone and a bunch of other big name actors, that they could spin that off and make an entirely new Guardians of the Galaxy, or some offshoot of it with these big characters that you might want to see. So, but again, that's the genius of this guy, and that's why he's promoted to the head and CEO DC Films, or DC Studios as they're called now. Uh, um, one thing is, man, look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if somebody's got a pretty good formula, why not follow it, right? Just don't do everything that they do. I think that's going to be the danger that he's going to encounter, because he's been in the Marvel universe, and he's done it the Marvel way, and it may not work necessarily the same way for DC. But my 2 cents on that. Big Poppy, were you able to find that or no?
Yeah, he's directing both of them, both 3 and the holiday special.
Oh, okay. So he's got his hand in that. I'm sure that's some of the last things that he's got to deal with.
Yeah, probably so.
He's got a big problem though ahead of him. The Ezra Miller is a issue with the Flash is a big problem. He's going to have to handle that. Probably one of his first tasks, and then, but I think in his hands he can work that through. And there will be some forgiveness, I think, early on, because these projects are legacy projects that weren't necessarily his, and so they're going to give him a little bit of leeway on a couple of projects. But once they start having his hand on it, that's going to be a a big issue for him for sure. All right. Hercules says, let's drop those likes. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys. If you want to join, if you want to support the show, please make sure you like and subscribe. Last topic, and we'll end it on this one, because we're going to go to your post Llama Twitch stream right after this. Modern Warfare 2 MW2 dropped this weekend, causing lots of heartache and pain for strained relationships between husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, employee and employer. People were gaming this weekend, and it's a big hit. So, what's your takeaway from your first 48 hours of gameplay that you've registered? What are you getting out of this whole thing? Like the good, the good and the ugly. Like, what's really good about it? What are you like not liking right now?
All right. I think the gameplay is super fun. I think the gameplay, like the guns, like the shooting, the feel of like when you actually get a kill, movement feels good to me. I wish they had the bunny hop still. They took that out of the. It was in the beta and they took it out. I don't know why, but I think that would be the only thing I would tweak movement wise. But the movement feels good. The mechanics feel good. I think the maps are kind of lackluster. There's like 2-3 maps that I like that I really like, that I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to play these all the time. But the other maps are okay. But there's nothing that like stands out. Like, wow, that's such a great map. Like, it is kind of like dull in that department. First night there was a lot of issues, so that kind of like took me out. There was like party issues of like we had like it was crazy because this is like the third game where I'm like gaming with like Herc and all these people like like on release and stuff. But this was the biggest one out of like all the black. Like we had everybody at one point trying to get in lobbies on the first night. Like I'm talking about everybody was up at midnight like playing. So we couldn't get into games. It kept crashing. I kept getting scanned and repaired. The audio was weird. So there was a lot of buggy stuff, and that would be my drawback. Like it's not as refined as you would think it would be, especially for a game that we're gonna be playing and living with for 2 years. I thought it would have came out a little bit more refined. Even like the beta felt like it was like a little bit cleaner than this is. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why or what reason, but I'm just hoping we get some fixes on like again the lobby issues. I hope we get some good maps because I think the battle pass drops. So I hope they drop a couple like decent maps. But we'll see. I mean, it's 2 years, so it's like again, like there's talks that they're gonna drop all the old Modern Warfare 2 maps the second year, like so to probably get people to buy it again. So like I think this first year we're gonna see a lot of new things we haven't seen. But yeah, overall gunplay is great though. I've been grinding like legitimate. Probably have like 30 hours plus. I have like 6 gold guns. Like I already maxed out my levels, my whole level. I unlocked everything, so I've been on it. So that's fun. At least I'm like staying up until 10 in the today. Well, this morning I went to sleep at like 10:30 when I was texting you. That's why I didn't answer back. I went to sleep around then and got out of work at like 10 for like the past couple days. So, I mean, the grind's there, man. So I guess it's good in that sense. Like, there's things I would fix, but overall, like, I can't complain.
I'm let's see some of the comments here. Hercules says, "Love the game, but there's a lot to fix. I can see us playing it for the next 2 years." And then he also says, "We've seen every release of Call of Duty since 2019. This one takes the cake for the most frustrating release."
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge, and from what I read in terms of the numbers, just the server issues were anticipated. The timeouts, but I agree with you on the bugginess. Like there's maps where you show up and you're torso high, like all of a sudden, and then you walk 10 feet and you're still at that eye level, and then it fixes itself. So there's a lot of bugs and patches I think
I
that need
haven't
to happen.
experienced nothing like that.
I guess on the PlayStation side, so maybe it's different for different consoles. But the one thing I will say for me, I'm having more fun with it because people are still in the learning mode. And so when people are in the learning mode of the game, they're not as proficient. So I'm having more fun because I'm able to kill and enjoy the game a little bit. I think when people start getting a little bit more advanced, I might get my ass handed to me. But
it's probably gonna happen like next week. I'm already seeing it happen.
Yeah, no. There's some lobbies I go into and I know I'm way out of my league. But it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm enjoyed it. I will say I'm not a campaign player, but I did play this campaign for I think 3/4 or the first half of the campaign. I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was really good. I thought the story was good. I thought it was fun, but it's weird. Like I don't buy these games for the campaign. I buy them for the multiplayer, and so I'm having a great time, man. I found my weapon quickly, and so I'm enjoying it. But I am reading though that people are having that Modern Warfare hangover. It happened for us back when Modern Warfare 3 dropped. Like everybody and their mother, we played for days on end, and we would have late night sessions and whatnot. So it's the same thing. I'm feeling the same vibe. Again, I'm not as religious into it as you guys are, but I'm having a great time with it. So I'm enjoying it, man. And I look forward to our post Llama stream. So is there anything dropping soon is there any patches or anything dropping real soon, or is it just a matter of grinding out and getting the guns right now?
I mean, you got to think it's only been out legitimate 2 days, so it's like I think they're probably testing it for like a week. And to be fair, they did drop something yesterday, I believe. Well, yeah, it was yesterday, but it was like to fix the party issues, and I haven't crashed as much. The first day it wasn't the first day. It was like the first like 3 hours when we had all those people on. It was crashing nonstop. But even like towards the end of the night when I was just playing by myself, it didn't crash at all. So I haven't experienced crashes since. But I'm pretty sure they're trying to get as much information as they can. Like you got to think about the numbers they're probably doing. It feels like this COD is like everywhere. Like even people at work are talking to me about it. Like feels like people are all on board right now. It's just like let's hope they don't drop the ball. Like COD makes a lot of questionable decisions. Especially because I'm into the competitive side, so it's like I'm into the game a little bit deeper than like casual players. But watching them play and watching like the 4v4, they already got the rank modes in the private matches already. So that's a good step because once I finish these gun grinds, I don't really care to play multiplayer as much. I want to play ranked, and you know how we get down on this game. So I'm hoping we see that soon. The first tournament's gonna be soon. I think that's gonna be like that's something I want to keep up with, like on my like Twitch channel and YouTube, like really keep up with like following the pro COD scene. But seeing them play, the game looks good, so I'm excited for like what it can be. It's just almost like a Halo Infinite. Like Halo started out so hot, and the game's the same as it was when it was at its peak. So it's like they didn't do much to fix it, and I could see that happening with this. I'm hoping not, but I could also see them giving us a lot of nice stuff. Like the skins look good in the game, so I'm excited for like custom skins. I was thinking about that today, like especially because I'm actually grinding like the camos and I'm like getting all of them, and I haven't done that in like 2 years or 2 CODs. Well, I did it like last COD, but it erased. Still sore subject. But I'm excited to see like the creativity they come up with, like banners and stuff. Like there's a couple of nice things where I'm like, oh, I'm excited to see what the battle pass brings and like the customability, the game will have.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm finding it again. I got the was it the Vault edition, so I got a lot of cool sort of early upfront stuff. So again, I'm enjoying that. And honestly, this was one of the last game, or Modern Warfare 3, and then a couple other series after that were some of the last times that I would actually pay for the next maps. And so if it continues to pique my interest level, they've got me hooked for sure. But again, interesting. If you guys are playing, let us know what you guys like, what's your favorite maps, all that good stuff, man. Let us know for sure, because we'll be talking about it more and more as again, because this show is really again about all things UFC fights, movies, the channel, whatever comes to mind. We are here to talk about it. So I do want to talk about just one last thing, and honestly, it's kind of a wrap up of what I want to do. So obviously Halloween is tomorrow, so hopefully everyone has a good time tomorrow. Enjoy yourselves. I'm not planning on releasing any more scary movies until the Terrifier. I am waiting for that one to hit digital, Terrifier 2, and I'm gonna do a reaction to that one. The only problem I'm having, and I know I'm gonna have, is the gore levels of that. I've been reading about how gory and kind of close to X-rated it is in terms of the violence. So I'm going to have issues, obviously, with edits. But other than that, I'm going in a different direction. I think I'm going to go towards more black movies and, things that I have not seen, like Love and Basketball, Above the Rim, and then revisit a couple old favorites like Higher Learning and, some of those types of movies. Juice. I really want to kind of get into those because I enjoy those movies and I haven't seen them in a long time. And what I've been doing is grinding or watching older movies that I haven't seen in a while and finding new life, out of them. So really kind of excited to kind of start doing a couple of reactions starting tomorrow. So, if you guys have any suggestions for any movies you guys want to see, The Bodyguard's another one I haven't seen with Whitney Houston. Again, I don't know that these are going to be like the spectacular, 50,000 hit ones, but I really am enjoying the journey of discovering new movies and sharing this stuff. And I'm finding new audience. Like there's new audience that comes with some of these obscure movies. And the channel continues to grow. Like it grows at a rate of about 10 to or 15 to 20 a week. Little by little, it just grows. And so as long as that growth continues, I'm a happy man. So I don't know. Big Papi Angie, what you got going on this week, man? School?
Yeah, just school. Just trying to get through the week. Every week. Every week's a battle.
Listen, tonight is a battle for you, and I know because you've had some allergies and some issues.
I am fighting Benadryl right now. I don't know if you could tell. I've probably dozed off at least 4 times. I was literally about to text you on my computer and be like, wrap this up as quickly as possible because I'm like falling, and not because it's boring. I'm just because the Benadryl is like punching me in the face.
No,
like,
I know. You were sick at dinner and you weren't feeling that great. You took the Benadryl. I was like, man, how is he going to make it through the show? So,
I thought they're really small pills. I was like, it can't do much for me. And I took the second one when I got home, like an hour before we started. And I'm like, oh, okay, like my sinuses will clear up. I feel a little better, but like the Benadryl's trying to force my eyes closed, and I'm like trying to like, I'm gonna sit here like this and just be like,
that's why I'm wrapping it up. I think we've had another great show. I think I'm really thankful. AD, thank you for being a great sport with allowing me to poke fun at you a little bit with my costume this at the start of the show. I hope you liked it. I put some thought into it.
You're the first person to ever dress up like me. We'll keep that in history.
That should be an honor.
Right, man. You should be honored, man. Like I said, we green screen and everything, man. I had it ready to go. So This was what's funny is this was the easiest show to set up for because I was like, oh, I just got the green screen behind me. I'm not even gonna put the lights, I'm not gonna do any of the other setup. I'm just like green screen, and I had the outfit right here, and I was like, I'm ready to go. Oh man. So anyway, well, listen, thank you, AD, for another great week. Big Poppy Angie, hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Again, I'm going to try to get the boys together for a recording of the BCon Rewind, maybe this week if everyone's available, for possibly The Godfather. And so I'm going to see who's available, who wants to talk about it. And, again, the more the merrier for the show. And then, or Grease. I think we talked about doing Grease. So maybe it's Grease if I can get a couple of you guys together all at the same time this week, because that would be fun. That would be fun to revisit and see how that goes. So we'll see. And guys, thank you so much for joining me on the Big Llama Show tonight. He is my co-host, Blackout AD. That's my producer, Big Poppy Angie. This is the Big Llama Show. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure you guys support the Big Llama Show. You like the merch, go to the merch store. Go to the Twitter channel, or I'm Twitter. Go to the Twitch channel. Blackout AD is going to be streaming after the show. And we'll be continuing the discussion and grinding on Modern Warfare 2. So, guys, have a great night. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Later.